What is up, you guys? Welcome back to another Armajet video. So, today I'm going to be talking about how you can bunny hop in Armajet. And I wanted to split this video into 3 parts. So, the first part would be what is bunny hopping and how it relates to Armajet. Number 2 would be me showing you guys the differences without bunny hopping and with bunny hopping in game, so you can understand what it is and how that benefits you even more. And finally, I wanted to talk about how to actually bunny hop. So for these 3 sections, I'll have timestamps down below. So for the first part, what is bunny hopping and how does it pertain to Armajet? So bunny hopping in general, I'm sure you must have heard it in other games as well, especially like first-person shooters or third-person shooters. I think COD does it as well, etc, etc. So essentially, bunny hopping is the ability to gain velocity and maintain that velocity so you can get from one location to another more quickly. So think of a bunny hopping, like hence the name. If you imagine that like a half circle and how a bunny hops, it always has that half circle as it hops around. That's essentially it. That's how you would do it in Armajet. And of course I'll show you guys how to do it on mobile. And it actually, believe it or not, it's pretty important in Armajet. In a game where movement is pretty important, I would say movement and aiming is probably 50-50. Movement might be even more, because if you can't position yourself accurately, you're not going to get the kills. And if you're not going to get the kills, you're not going to help your team out. So in that aspect, bunny hopping is pretty important. I rarely see people in my Valor level, I think it's like around 2k at the moment, yeah, 2k. I do see a lot of other people, but no one really uses bunny hopping to their mass potential. So yeah, that's partially why I wanted to make this video. So that out of the way, let's jump into a custom match, and I'll show you guys what I mean visually. Alright, so I'm on Temple, custom match, and first I wanted to show you guys what I typically see from players. So they would use the boost button and then just continue walking like that, or they would hover in the air, etc., and then boost like that. Which is, I mean, that's better than walking, but I do still see players doing this where they boost and then they just walk around. But there are more efficient ways to get around the map. Alright, so here comes the bunny hopping part of it. So I'll just do it here on top of Temple, or on the top platforms of Temple. And yeah, I'll just show you guys right now. Like so. If you noticed, I only used the boost when I first started off, and then after that I just used the momentum that I already had, and then just continued to bunny hop my way into the next spot. Alright, I'll just do it again one more time so you can see. And like so. And that's essentially what bunny hopping is. And now, I think hopefully you got the difference of it. And I guess wanting to elaborate on the notion of boosting. So if you didn't bunny hop and if you just boosted normally like I showed you before, I wonder like if you noticed the amount of boosts I used. It was like, I think like 3 to 4 or something like that to get across the map. And the fact you're using boosts so much means that you'll have a longer time period without having a boost mechanic because you've used it up, so you have to wait for it to regenerate. During that time period, say you boost accidentally into enemy territory, and you know that enemy's probably gonna kill you. The problem is that you can't really boost out of it because you already used your boost and you have to wait, even though it's not that much time, but you still have to wait regardless. And in a game like Armajet, seconds matter because the game itself is very low. It's not like a 30-minute game. It's way less than that. So in a game where seconds count, you not having that ability to boost because you've already used it puts you at a disadvantage. And if you noticed, when I was bunny hopping, I only used the boost like once, and that was just to get the ball rolling, which I recommend, because you can do it without boosting, but it's much harder. But just to get the ball rolling, you would boost into it, and then maintain that momentum until you reach the end. And during that time, you still have your boost. So if you get caught in the middle, say you're, I don't know, somewhere in the middle of the map here, and you have that boost mechanic where you can just fly away in case, I don't know, some enemy comes over there and threatens to kill you. So having that mechanic available longer is also pretty important, not just the speed factor of bunny hopping. So that being said, hopefully you understand why bunny hopping is more important. And yeah, let's actually move on to how to perform it. This might be a bit unconventional, but I promise it works. See you guys there. Why, hello there. So this is definitely something different, but I hope it does get the point across. So setting the stage here is that you have the platforms here, just random platforms you would see in game. This would be your in-game person. Ignore this line for now. This is your left side, right side, which is, you know, movement and trigger button area. Boost, I guess, depending on where you place it, that's that. That would represent this button. So I want to bring your attention to these two parts here. So essentially what your person is doing, and as I showed before, is that you would boost into it. I recommend boosting because it's much easier to get to your Vmax value, which is like the maximum velocity that you would be able to go. So I would recommend boosting. So you would boost in, and as your character falls down, obviously, once you do what I mentioned here, the character will go back up, and then it'll come back down, and eventually it'll probably hit another platform, go back up, come back down, hit another platform, go back up, and eventually you'll hit something else. So this motion here, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, that's the goal you want in-game. That's what your in-game person should look like whenever he hits platforms. Just boost into it, obviously go down at a point, and come back up, down, up, down, up, down. So how you actually do it with your movement joystick is that essentially you want to go in the direction you obviously want to go. So if you want to go to the right side, move your joystick to the right, but hold it there. So as soon as you're boosting it and your character flies to the right direction and you're holding it to the right direction, you essentially have this up-down motion. So here, this is where you just go straight, right, with the movement and the joystick. And to go down, all you would have to do is push your joystick down as well. Like, you would have the joystick here, or somewhere around here from the original position, because you obviously want to go to the right, correct? So as you're holding the joystick down, or to the right side rather, you would pull it down and this is your character going down. So as soon as he hits the platform itself, like milliseconds right after he hits the platform, you have to move this button back up, and he will go back up in this bunny hopping method. So as soon as he goes back up, and obviously as soon as your button goes back up, you have to bring it down again. And once you start bringing it down, your character will go back down once more in-game. So eventually, once you're, I guess, here, once again, you just rinse and repeat. As soon as he touches that platform, like within milliseconds, like if you're too slow, you're gonna miss the bunny hopping technique and you're not gonna be able to do another hop. So as soon as he touches that platform, you gotta bring your joystick back up and then back down. So if he goes back up, just using this as another example, go back up, you'd be around here, pull him back down, then he'll come back down. And having this up-down method with this, you also have to just approximate with your eye itself. That is how you bunny hop. So hopefully that makes sense, but I'm just going to reiterate whatever I said again, and hopefully everything sort of mushes together. So this is your in-game person, like how he would look like if he was just a line. So obviously you would boost into him, into the right side rather. The guy would go down, eventually would go down, then he would come back up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, and this is how a bunny hops. So this is how it should look like in-game. Obviously there would be height differences with the platforms and whatnot, and your joystick here, your left movement button, obviously you would pull it to the right because you want your character to go to the right. As soon as you do that, and as soon as you boost into that, you should bring your joystick down. If your platform's down, obviously, bring it down, and your guy will follow. So as soon as he hits the platform here, like literally within seconds, you will have to pull your joystick back up, and then back down eventually. So here, pull it back up, and he would fly a bit more. You might be using a bit of fuel, but that's all right. Pull it back up, and then bring it back down. So once you bring it back down here, like you gotta approximate it yourself with it. There's really not a single correct answer in terms of when you should pull it back down, but if there's maybe a ledge here or something, you obviously have to pull it back down before the guy hits the ledge. So as soon as you pull it back down, your in-game character will come back down and hit the platform once again. And as soon as he hits the platform, bring your joystick back up. And like within milliseconds, bring the guy back up. Bring it back up. He goes to around halfway. And then you bring everything back down. Bring it back down. Rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat. And you have mastered bunny hopping. That's essentially how you do it. And hopefully that made sense. If not, I guess let me know in the comments down below, and I'll do my best to explain it in text format, or even voice if you're available on Discord or something. But that's pretty much it. I'm going to repeat it one more time because this is important. But I mean, obviously, if you already understand what this is, try it out in a custom match. Just keep trying it out in game, and you will eventually get it. But for those who don't still understand it, I'll explain it one more time. All right. So just to reiterate, because this is important, and this is difficult to teach without the proper equipment. Unfortunately, equipment I don't have. But just to reiterate, in-game person, this is how you want him to look like. You boost into it, he falls down into the platform, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, right? And that's bunny hopping, and that's how it should look like in-game. And your movement, how you make him do this, is essentially, you press the boost button wherever it is, and you pull your joystick to the direction you want him to go. Right, left, whatever. So in this case, I'm pulling it to the right. So now your joystick should be a bit around here. And hold on to it, like don't let go of your joystick. So as soon as you do that, he eventually will come back down, right? So even if he doesn't come back down, move your joystick down with it. So if it's around here, pull it down, and the guy will go down here, roughly. As soon as the guy hits this, it has to be like milliseconds or something like that. Like, gotta be really quick. As soon as he hits the ground, your joystick has to come back up, and maybe around halfway, pull that thing back down. Pull your joystick back down. So whenever you pull it back down, he will eventually come back down, hit the platform again, rinse and repeat. As soon as he hits it, pull your joystick back up, and around the halfway mark, around that, pull it back down. Pull it back down, he will come down, he will hit another platform, rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat. And that is bunny hopping. Obviously, if the platform's higher, do it accordingly. You have to use your sort of hand-eye coordination to it. As soon as he hits the platform, do it again, really quick. You gotta pull your joystick back up or down, depending on platform level. But if it's like a platform like this, just pull it back up, come back down, up, down, up, down, up, down. And the most important part is as soon as the guy comes down, like within milliseconds, gotta pull that joystick back up, or else you're just gonna stop that momentum that was building up in these hops. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Hopefully that makes sense. I try to explain it to the best of my ability. So, I mean, if you still don't understand it, let me know, and I will see what I can do. That being said, I hope you guys enjoy this video. Hopefully you learned something from it. And please consider subscribing if you like it. Alright, peace.